Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I don't know what time you decided to stop by, but I'm sure glad you did. Welcome to Confessions. I'm your host, Coach Nikki G. I'm not your ordinary coach. I'm here to help you build muscles, but those muscles are mental, emotional, and spiritual muscles. Today, during my morning meditation, I was listening to Les Brown. Les Brown is a phenomenal motivational speaker. But he talked about how normally when people are on their deathbed, that their family members surround them and they pray over them as they transition. But he said, what if while you're on your deathbed, the ghosts of your potential or that book you didn't write or anything that you needed to do with your life that you didn't do was standing around that bed at that time that was going to die with you? By that time, it's too late. So at that point, once again, I was triggered. And you know I'm big on triggers. I was triggered back to a time when one night I had taken a shower and I got out of the shower and I looked in the mirror and it was blood coming out of my breast. So I said, oh, Lord, oh, God, that was my moment. I said, oh, Lord, is this the end for me? Is this how my life is going to end? You know, what about that business I wanted to start? Or what about that book I was going to write? Or what about the gifts that you have given me that I haven't even used? I haven't even tapped into it yet. Is this the end? What about that family member that I've been arguing with that I ain't talked to in years? All that stuff became petty at that point. When you're faced with certain things, your perspective started to change. And that was my moment that I decided that if this was not my end and God was going to allow me to live, I was going to tap into all the potential, write that book, start that business, do the things that I need to do. Now, Les Brown says something very profound. At the end of that, he said, live full, but die empty.
That's good.
So today I'm talking to the entrepreneurs, those who are ready to take the steps necessary to start that business, use your potential, use your gifts that God has given you. And I know that you're ready because you tuned in and you're listening to me right now. Now, I know you may be feeling a little nervous, excited, but I know you're determined. As you take these bold steps towards building something amazing, it's a journey filled with twists, turns, and challenges, but the reward at the end, it'll be all worth it. Remember, success is a journey, not a sprint. Now, you got to get yourself ready to adapt, evolve along the way. Embrace the unknown. Sometimes we get comfortable. It's time to come out of those comfort zones and see every challenge as an opportunity to learn, grow, and innovate. It's time. This is your confirmation. What are you waiting for? Don't wait till you get down on your deathbed and say, oh, I woulda, shoulda, coulda. It's too late at that point. So if you can hear my voice and you can understand every word that's coming out of my mouth, it's time to get up. Today, I'm so excited. I have a guest. She has walked the walk, growing one of Houston's elite women's only gym, helping women to grow and develop their dreams while helping them to become physically and mentally healthy along the way. She is always available with a listening ear, ready to help anyone any way that she can. She is my mentor, my coach, my gym mommy, Felicia White. I'm sorry, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just love her. Welcome.
Like, Sonny, you know what? Listen, you were talking. I got so pumped up, I was ready to do something else. I was like, oh, I need to do something else. Making me get up. Nikki, that opening reminded me why I do what I do. That opening says, when you get to heaven, God is not going to give you a do-over. You have got to do whatever it is right now. And I thank you for that opening to remind me that there's still work to be done. Not only for me, but for the kingdom. There's work to be done. So I thank you for that.
Yes. It's time, people. We've been sitting around listening to what people say we can't do when God done already told you to get up and move, but you want to listen to the enemy, as I would say.
Them. I always say they want to listen to him, them, and they.
Yes, him, them, and they. Girl, you can't do that. What you want to start that for? And I know you got that when you got ready to start your gym.
Ooh, Nikki, let me tell you something. When I started training, we already know that the gym is basically a male-dominated environment. Mm-hmm. And so I was determined to knock some walls down, right? Because I knew that there were women that were just like me that needed a safe place to work out. I knew there were women that needed to be around other women. Because as you know, the Women's Health and Fitness Center is not just a gym. It's a safe place. Yes. It's a crawl on the floor crying kind of place. Mm-hmm. It's a I could come in here and laugh because I don't want to go home place. It's a I need to fix my mind, body, and spirit place. And so when I started, I was blessed to have an amazing mentor who I still have today. And he is a man, but his view on everything was broad. And so he didn't, as I say, lasso me in to where I couldn't step out in the different arenas. And so when I opened the gym, not only was I in fear about the commitment that I was making to God, come on, first, because I had to make a commitment and a covenant with God that I was going to be obedient to him telling me that I need to do this. Now, the hit about starting a business is prayer. Prayer first, because I needed to know, was this really what I was supposed to be doing? Or was I doing it for accolades? Was I doing it for other people? I need to make sure my motives were clear when I opened this gym. So that was fearful. And then the financial portion of it was fearful, because not only starting anything, you coming out of your pocket, wasn't nobody giving no little old fee alone. I didn't have enough under my belt. So I have never, everything I did, Nikki, was out of our pocket from the gym. Later on, during the pandemic, I was blessed to get some funds, but I never got any money from anybody. Everything I did was I'd work a little bit and use it, work a little bit and use it. And so that was fearful. But I knew that I was doing the right thing because I had women coming to me. I had a mentor that was feeding me. See, when you say mentor, your mentor needs to feed into you, right? I need to be able to come to you. You come to me morning, noon, and night. I don't care. I needed somebody that I could bounce ideas off of and that they made sense, because this right here can give you stinky thinking.
Yes.
Stinky thinking, which means we become legends in our own mind. We believe everything we say. Or we got those girlfriends that feed us information that we only want to hear. Well, I'm not going to do that when you call me. I'm going to ask you, do you want the truth? Or you want me to tell you what you want to hear? Yep. Which one do you want?
She going to hold you accountable.
And when it came to running a business, you need the truth. Mm-hmm. You need the truth.
Well, people, that's step one. Go to God in prayer and ask God, is this the direction you need to go? Because in order for your business or your dream to be successful, it has to be ordered by God, because he's going to order your steps. You can't do it. No.
You can't get around it. You can't get around it. Because you and I both know that we have tried some things in this so-called entrepreneurship journey and it didn't work, right? Correct. And so God will talk to that spirit and say, why are you doing this? This ain't what I told you to do. You have to be obedient. That's number 2, obedience. Obedience. Before I can do anything else, I got to pray about it, and then I got to be obedient about what I hear. Because sometimes you hear some stuff you don't want to hear and be like, I'm still going to do it. No, that's not what God's saying.
So that is step 1, people. God first. And I will say, for me, it's been a long journey. I've tried everything from opening up agencies to sex toy companies to
Clothes. She had some
clothes,
clothes.
lingerie. I done tried everything. And one day, Fee came to me and said, "You're not selling your lingerie." I said, God don't want me to do that. He spoke to me, told me I need to do something different. At that time, I didn't know what it was. But I knew it was something he wanted me to do besides that. And actually, I left the stuff in the gym and let her sell it. I left that stuff in the gym for her to sell.
I said, Nikki, girl, bring that stuff over so we can sell it, get rid of it.
I said, God has something for me to do.
Yeah.
And this is it, for me to get this word out, for me to help people that were in places that I used to be. So give these people a voice.
Yeah.
Use me. I'm your voice right now until you feel strong enough, until you tap into your inner power that God has given you.
Everybody has it.
Everybody has it. But you have to know.
And if you don't tap into it, I believe the God that I serve, listen, wasted gifts. Wasted gifts. He does not want you to waste your gifts. And you make money off of your ministry. Come on, somebody. You make money off of your ministry because that ministry is the gift that he gave you. You are making money off of your gift. Your gifts can sometimes be the pain that you have gone through. You don't hear me, girl. Don't start me preaching over here.
Testimony.
Your gifts make way. They come through when you come through the pain. And then you realize the strength, the inner strength that you have, right? That pushes you further. Nikki the Nikki I know, would not have been doing this had she not gone through some of the journeys and peaks and valleys that she went through and realized, oh, I'm good at this. I like this. I have a voice. People want to hear it. I've got something to give. That's how you start a business.
With something to give. Giving to help others. To help others. Now, we done jumped all clean to the spiritual muscle. We're going to bag this up. Now, no. God is always in the mix, baby. Always in the mix. So, the first thing when you want to start a business, from what I understand, you decipher what type of business to start, right?
Right.
And you have to decide what skills you have. What do you say about that?
That's right. So, first thing is, this is part of scripture, but when you write the vision and make it plain. So you can't Nikki comes to Fee and say, I want to start a business. Okay, what you got written down? Right? You have to know what type of business you want to start. So I can't help you and take you to the next level until we know, one, what type of business. For me, okay, I want to open a women's gym. Okay, that's number one. What's the name? We got to get a DBA. What business name are we doing? We got to figure that out. And that's prayer. Put that in there. You got to figure out the name of it. Once we figure the name of it, okay, are we online business? Are we a storefront business? Are we a mail order business? Are we a go to people's house business? How you running the business? Right? How are we doing it? How are the customers going to come to me? If it is like Nikki's doing here with the podcast, or is Nikki going to send me are you going to set up a Zoom, or am I going to do face-to-face? That's why you need to write it down. A, B, C, and D, what you see. Yes. How you envision the business.
Okay. So once you do that, okay, I came up with my business. I know what it is, how God wants me to move. I done came up with this name. Now, the next thing that I read, and I'm just running it by somebody that's already has gotten out of the mud. Research your competitors and market. Is it a market for what I'm trying to sell? Is there people out there? What's going to set me apart from the next person? Nikki got a podcast, but guess what? Johnny got one, Jane got one, this one got it. What are you going to do that's different?
Why are you special?
Yes.
Why would I want to be on Nikki's podcast? For me, why would you come to Fee's Gym? You know why? Number one, the biggest thing is I only service women. When I did my research, my arena got small, right? Because no men are allowed in my gym. I specialize in women. So for me, that gave me an opportunity for more income because there are women looking for safe places that they can come to. The second thing was I made sure my prices were low. Now, my trainer and mentor and everybody was, oh, you're too cheap. No, 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 no. I do that on purpose. Why? Because I need to be able to service women that could not otherwise afford my services. Now, there are times when I have to elevate and charge you more. It depends on what we're doing. If we're bodybuilding, we're getting ready for a show. But as a whole, I keep my prices below standard. So I researched my competitors and I researched my prices, right? Mm-hmm. I knew who the people were in the area and what they were charging. So that's two things you need to be researching.
So
go ahead.
So I will say, not only does that matter to a person like me that's looking for a trainer, but I kind of feel like you're not doing it just for the money. You're doing it because you care. Like you said, you want to help people. So I know if I can't charge Susie Jane $600,
right,
that's going to be discouraging for her. And that's not your purpose.
And I have had people come in my door, and Nikki can attest to this, that babies get to crying, and what do I do? Come on, baby. Just come on. Come on, baby. We'll figure it out. Come on,
I've
baby.
been one of them.
Just come on. We'll figure it out. Because I know this is what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see any woman in unnecessary pain. And when she walks in that door and she gets a whiff of the spirit of the Women's Health and Fitness Center and the love, right? The money's going to come back to me. But on the flip side of that, for people just starting a business, everybody can't do that starting off, right? Because you are in business to make money, but you have to be smart about it. You can't overcharge people when you're just getting started. For me, Nikki can tell you, I had a special every week. 6-week special. 2-week special. 4 people for one price. Mm-hmm. Whatever I could do to get my name out there. Now, let me tell you this other thing about marketing. I went to every vending opportunity they had. Anytime I saw an opportunity to set a table up with my name on it and my gym and gave away 3 or 4 training sessions, I did. I did that, I know, for 2 years straight. Every Saturday, I was somewhere setting up my table. Why? Because, Nikki, didn't nobody know who I was. Mm-hmm. I need to get my name out there. Now, I had a little piece of reputation because of my mentor was very popular. But you can't ride people's coattails forever. You got to make your own way. You got to forge your own journey. So I got myself out there. I got a banner. I got me a little old table. I made some little flyers, and I went anywhere anybody would have me. So on that list, if you need to get yourself out there. Because we as small business owners can't afford major marketing. You can't afford to pay somebody thousands of dollars for a commercial or, a lot of things that are going on. So I had to do what I had to do. And that's why that and social media has helped me to this day.
Now, I was listening to this lady, Lord forgive me, her last name Nichols. I can't think of her first name. But anyway, she suggested that, well, she's big on speaking engagements. And I think you could use this for a business as well. You tell me. She said, get you a binder with like 100 tabs. She said, whatever your goal is, your mission, or whatever that is, find businesses that has that same goal, that same mission, and then you contact them and you offer your services. They're going to be probably at a discounted rate, like Fee said, a discounted rate, or you may have to do it for free. But what you do, you come back and say, okay, I'm going to do this for you, but I need you to do this for me. Refer me to this XYZ. And that's how you get your name out there. So is that another way that you can do as well?
I have done so much free stuff that the free people now call me and say, hey, I want, I can pay now. But I did so much free. I jumped around, Nikki, everywhere I could. If they had some outside, I was jumping around. It didn't matter. I just needed my name to get out there. And those businesses, I made some cards, Nikki, and I still do this. And the card says, because you are a valuable employee or customer, you get a free week's training at the Women's Health and Fitness Center. So I have a stack that I take to businesses and say, hey, can you give these out as a gift to your customers? Right? And so that's twofold. That's that business looking like they're giving their customer or client something free. And that's me getting these people in my door. Now, a free week's training for me is only 2 days. That's 2 days. You pick 2 days, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and I train you for an hour. After that, you will get a discounted rate if you sign up. So yes, that book, it could be, if this is a good one, just say I could contact every realtor in this binder that you talk about and go, hey, every time your clients buy a house, would you give them this card or would you give them this email? That doesn't cost you anything. It's about relationships. We talk about that a lot. Building relationships where you can bounce off each other and use each other's services, refer. So yes, that's a very good idea. I'm gonna say this. I am also a public speaker, and so I've spoken for free, but over here I've spoken for $500 to $1,000. So it works its way out.
Yes, that's exactly what she's saying. What she was trying to, establish.
Absolutely.
So if you're just starting out, we just decided the first thing you should do if you want to start a business to your entrepreneurs is you figure out what your skills, what your talents is, and then you do your research. Fee just gave you ways of how to get your name out there, because starting out, you're not going to have this big crowd of people going to be following you. You have to get your name out there. You have to put in the work. It's very important that you put in the work. You have to prioritize.
It's tiring. It's tiring.
What I've learned so far with this journey, I have to prioritize. I have to dedicate 2 to 3 hours after I get off work, which is 10:30 at night, to sit down and do some things geared towards this business if I want it to run. You know what I'm saying? Efficiently.
And you have to do the work. Yeah. Because I have a full-time job. I own a gym. I own a travel agency. I'm an author, starting on another book. So there's a lot. So you have to keep writing it down, right? You have to write it down, because you think you can keep all that up here. And
people, look, I got mine right now.
There you go. That's
I learned the hard way. Write stuff down. You have good intentions, and then when you get ready to say whatever you want to say, it's gone. Or you go back and be like, now what did I think?
Or you miss an event.
Yes.
Because you didn't write it down. Yep. Oh yeah, girl, I'll be there. And then the week come, you be like, where am I supposed to be at? Write it down. So on this journey, we got our DBA. We've thus realized what our name is going to be. So we've gone to the local courthouse, right, to get your DBA. That's where you go get your DBA. Some people can do it online. I like to walk in the courthouse, get my DBA right there. $16, $16 or $18.
In the state of Texas.
In the state of Texas, thank you. Now you have thus started a business, ABC Construction. Then you are going to go online to the state and get you an EIN. It's free. What is an EIN? It is almost, I call it a social security number for your business. That is how you are going to be distinguished as a sole proprietor, right? Sole proprietor. Let me break this down. Sole proprietor means it's just you. You can do an LLC or a corporation and all that, but starting off, depending on the type of business, be careful not to leap into that area right away, right? And I want you to find a tax person, because you have to keep all of your ducks in a row. I am ABC Construction. I have receipts that I buy my material, my gas, whatever, and I get income. I just put a roof on Nikki's house, so there's income. You got monies in and monies out, right? Mm-hmm. So those are the minor things. The next one is, before we start working, you got that EIN, you get you a business bank account. Now, I'm going to tell you, like I tell everybody that I help start a business, I am Felicia Lee White. I am not the Women's Health and Fitness Center. What does that mean? I got no business writing a check or taking money out of the Women's Health and Fitness Center for my personal rent. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I have no business. What I'm going to do is write myself a check from my business account on whatever I want to take out. If I decide I'm going to pay myself, let's say $1,000 a month, let's just say that, then I write myself a check. I don't take the money out and send it to my light company, because then I am stealing from the business. They call it stealing. I am not the Women's Health and Fitness Center.
So even though you own the business, if you take the money in that way, the government will consider that stealing?
You're still not right. No, you write a check for whatever amount. You cannot be taking money out of your business account for your personal expenses. Write yourself a monthly draw. It's called a draw check. I also do bookkeeping and accounting, but anyway.
What does she don't do?
I do it all. Yes, you are stealing. You are actually stealing from the Women's Health and Fitness Center. I am stealing. So that money needs to come out, and do it once a month. Don't take a look now, or either every 2 weeks, however you want to do it. If I want to take $300 every Friday, then I need to write myself a check. I don't need to be going to the ATM, taking that money out. I need to legitimately write myself a check and the check's going to say monthly draw. That's a draw. What's a draw? I'm drawing out, right? Mm-hmm. I'm drawing out for me, the owner. So when I do the accounting portion, you do the accounting, or your accountant, they can see that's a draw.
Okay.
Right? Now, it's a draw because I don't do payroll taxes, right? That's another Jenny Jones, as my daddy said. If you have employees, I've never had employees. I've had people that trainers, or they're independent contractors. They work for themselves. I give them a thing at the end of the year saying how much they paid me. And when it comes in, it's not income to me, right? They're renting space, and it washes each other off. So it's very important when you do a business to understand why, what, when, where, how, and why you are doing what you're doing. Because a lot of people get messed up with these bank accounts. So they get messed up bad.
If you're like me and you have no clue, I would suggest that you hire someone like Fee to help you along the way. And trust me, I will go with a stack of papers real quick. Fee, what is this? What does this mean? Or I call her on the phone, girl, why that lady told me this? And what is that? I'll do it real quick, because you can get yourself in some legal trouble from what she's describing.
And then, a lot of people think because they didn't make a lot, they don't have to report it. And this is the big one. Oh, everybody wants to. They make, let's just throw a number. They made $25,000, but they want to report they made $10,000, right? Or they didn't make any money at all. Well, after a while, Nikki, of reporting, doing your taxes for a business and not making an income, the IRS considers you a hobby. It's called a hobby. Yes. You file your taxes continuously, and after 3 or 5 years, I'd have to check, and not making no money, you are considered a hobby to the IRS. You're not a business, baby. You're a hobby.
So you're just doing something, basically.
Yes, and the other part of that is the Women's Health and Fitness Center finds a loan or grant, and they say, okay, we need 3 to 5 years of your last tax return. Well, if you ain't filed no taxes, you in trouble because you can't qualify. Number one. Or number two, you've been reporting a loss every year. So the bank say, well, we're not going to lend you no money. Hell, you ain't making no money.
Makes sense. You can't pay us back and you don't have no money.
So you have to be so careful. You can't have one without the other. You gotta figure it out, right? So those are really important parts of running a business.
So what about the next thing I read was creating a business plan? Do you suggest that? Of course, you just said you got to write stuff down. And what I found, business plan is defined as a roadmap of your business, and it helps others, investors, understand your business. So you have something called an executive summary, which is goals and the methods of your business, company description, and we talked about the market analysis. You're going to put your products and services, background summary, and that's where you have researched and you've seen the good and the bad at whatever business that you're going to do. You have to weigh it on a scale. And then, of course, your budget.
That's right. So a business plan does not have to be as thick as a Bible, right? A business plan literally could be 5 pages.
Oh, really?
Right? And it is just that. You taking it from here and put it on this paper, right? What, when, where, how, and why. That's the business plan. What, when, where, how, and why. Because somebody other than Fee needs to know how the Women's Health and Fitness Center operates, what it takes to operate, what my goals are for 3, 5, and 10 years, what my short-term goal is, my long-term goal, who works there, how much money does it take to operate the business, currently and projected numbers. That's very important. And again, it does not have to be this big old, everybody thinks when you do a business plan, sometimes you could do stuff and go, baby, that's too much. Ain't nobody finna read all this. You know, you could take stuff overboard. It just needs to be straight to the point.
Now, see, that was me. I overthink everything. So when someone says, Nikki, what's your business plan? I'm like, yeah. Then I went and I researched and I saw this A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I was like, oh my God. But if I now, since talking to you, I know I can condense it. It doesn't have to be just like a research paper.
If you condense that business plan and you hit it right on the nail on the head, so when I read it, I go, oh, okay, she's doing a podcast and her core audience is women over 50 that have been through trauma.
Exactly.
Right? You can't get no more plainer than that.
And that's what it is.
Oh, her budget is, okay, so she sees she's going to have to rent space. She's paying for bookkeeping. She's paying for this. Oh, so her first through third year budget is only $10,000. Okay. Right? Then it says, then you need to put in there all about those who, like, you would put all your background information. Your bio is in there. Oh my goodness, her bio is amazing. It does it straight to the point. It don't need a bunch of Bible, thee, they, and thous.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
Okay, because sometimes that can be intimidating for people like myself. We think that we have to go out and get a business loan. We need to have all our ducks in a row because for me, I didn't want to appear unprepared. So whatever these people asked me for, I wanted to be able to do. But now that I'm doing it, I'm kind of saying, okay, well, maybe you don't need all that stuff. But you do need to write it down for yourself.
Yes.
So you can stay within your vision.
And you always need to have, and you know this, from me at the Women's Health and Fitness Center, we've been around over 20 years. There's a core of people who I'm going to call. I'm going to call Nikki. I'm going to call Jan. I'm going to call Toya. I'm going to call Kay. I'm going to call Jackie, right? Because they have been the nucleus of watching us grow, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't hurt once you grow a little further, you get a board and all that. But starting off, you need a nucleus that you can bounce stuff off of. Because I can call either one of them ladies on any day. They go, Fee, we're not doing all that. I'll be like, okay, Fee, no, we're not. I wanted to do the pajama party last night. They were last year. No, Fee, we're not in that place. We wait till next year. Somebody, in other words, again, our stinky thinking. And because I think I run some stuff, I have to make sure I bounce ideas off of those that know the Women's Health and Fitness Center.
Yes. You have your support system, somebody that you trust and that you can tell your ideas to and know that they're going to be truthful with you. You don't, like Fee say, you don't want someone around you telling you yes, yes, yes.
That's right.
When secretly they may be wanting you to fail.
Because let's just be honest about that. Yeah. Everybody that is in your space is not your supporter. And some of the ideas that you have need to be kept between you and God. Everybody does not need to know everything. And you will find discernment on who you should share with. Because there are going to be a lot of naysayers. And I want to encourage anybody listening to trust your gut when it comes to running your business. Trust your gut. Because you know that you and God have had a conversation and you know this is what you should be doing. And when it comes to running a business, especially as a woman today, we are already not taken seriously sometimes. And so I have to put my big girl shoes on and stomp like a man and demand my respect in the arena of owning a gym.
Yeah, that is true. People don't respect you. Some people won't, just because you're a woman.
That's right.
Or just because of the color of your skin. I mean, let's just keep it real.
Let's just be honest. They want to put you on the back burner. But if that business, T.D. Jakes always talked about giving birth. Mm-hmm. That some of y'all been pregnant a long time. Mm-hmm. And some of y'all need to go into labor and delivery. Because y'all been running around here pregnant for 5 and 10 years and saying, I'm waiting for the right time. But what's the right time?
That's true.
Well, there's no perfect time. There is, I am going to do this no matter what. We have, Nikki and I have seen some women start some businesses. And, I never thought Kay's juice big. I kept saying, juice? You going to sell some juice? Now she's selling juice to everybody.
It's good, too.
It should, yeah, it's good. But just because I don't see the importance or the meaning behind it doesn't mean it's not going to work. Nikki said she's going to do a podcast. I said, oh, you going to do a what?
Nikki don't even talk.
Listen, I said, oh, Lord, my baby don't even like to say much. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. And when she told me, I said, Father God, in the name of your son, Jesus, cover, Lord. And it turned out to be her niche. This is your niche. So what I think or anybody else thinks about that business that you need to give birth to does not matter. Just give birth.
And I remember Fee started out, she had a small space in the back of her mentor's gym. Mm-hmm. As God decided for her to move, I saw the obstacles. I saw the people coming at her left and right. I saw it all. But you know what? Fee just kept moving. She kept praying and she kept moving. And I was like, I don't know. I just watch. Like I said, I'm the quiet person. I'm just watching. But I seen it all. And then when I seen that how God worked, God said it was time for her to go. She was obedient and she moved. And now look at this business. What it's been 20 years?
20
Girl, I've been
years.
knowing you a
And
long
you
time.
you can, oh my God, Nikki. Oh, I remember Nikki walked in my door. I started praying that day. We were training at his gym. I was training my clients at his gym. And it got to be, the numbers started growing. And he was like, we got to do something. And by God's grace, God allowed him to knock a wall down in the back of his business to take a little more space. And then we all grew that. And I said, I got to go. Didn't want to go, but God pushed me out because it was an incident that happened. And at that point, I knew it was time for me to go. And Nikki knows what I'm talking about. It was, it was crazy. And that was the only way God could get me out, because I would have stayed in that comfortable place. And we moved from there to almost 5,000 square foot, our own. And people just kept coming and coming and coming and coming. And, then when it's time for me to leave there, I did not want to leave there, but God pushed me out of there because I married somebody on the other side of town. And God pushed me in Humble. Now, I never wanted to go there, but you don't know where God wants you to go. My season was up in Stafford. Let me say this. Y'all need to get this. When your season is up in any business or any capacity, you don't have to do anything, because he gonna move you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved me to Humble, and the environment is even better. The women are loving, and it's just amazing. And so know that the struggle is real. Let me say that. For all you entrepreneurs, there is no cakewalk in this. There's some pain that surpasses all understanding.
People you're going to leave behind.
And everybody's not supposed to go.
Yes.
Some of those people should have, all of our cases, should have been gone. God says, I can't do for you what I need to do in this business until you release. Because what do, Nikki? We hold on to what's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
We hold on to what's familiar.
Mm-hmm. And in order to start a business, in order to step out on faith, you have to step out of your comfort zone. It's no way around it. And you can't take the people that make you comfortable. You got to be around people that's going to push you a little bit so you can keep moving and keep going. Because if you stay around them comfortable people, you're going to stay in that exact same spot. And at some point, like I was always taught, God going to give that assignment to somebody else that's ready to move. Because you still standing there waiting. He waited for you, but you just standing there waiting. What are you waiting for?
And what we do is we get comfortable with a little, right? Mm-hmm. We get comfortable. I make $2,000 extra a month. That ain't no money. The God that we serve and the things that we do, we got the world at our feet. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to open more doors for you. You closing the doors because you scared. So you box yourself in to this little when this big is waiting on you, right? And so what I remind myself all the time is that I deserve all this and more. I deserve whatever this money's is. Whatever accolades he give me, I deserve it because I have done the work. Now, don't run out here trying to run no business, ain't done no work, thinking you're finna get something.
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
You have to do the work. There's no way around it. You have to do the work within yourself. Like I said, building that emotional and mental muscle. Then you can go out into the world. Once God directs your steps, go out into the world and you'll be ready to tackle these things. But if you do the things your way, you are going to be just like I said in the last podcast. God, this your hard head dog. I'm sorry. It's me again. I tried it my way. It didn't work. So now I'm ready to listen. You gonna make a full circle back. Trust me.
And you're going to be like, I've been here before.
Yes.
Hey, get back here. Because God brought you back because you don't want to act right.
There you go. You're going to go through things. You're going to do things. But it's okay. That's part of the journey. It's part of your journey. Who knows what you may tackle? Who knows what you may go through? But it's just part of the journey. You have to put in the work.
One of the things that we need to remember to tell people is don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yes.
Don't be afraid. And if that person don't answer your question, find somebody else. Because that's the only way that we can go to the next level. And I might call Nikki and go, Nikki, I know you told me this yesterday, but I'm going to ask again. because I need to make sure I get a clear understanding. Babe, I'm 62. My memory ain't like it used to be. But I will call my trainer and go, I know you told me this, but I'm going to ask you again. And he'll go, that's okay. What's up? Because I need to make sure I understand. I don't want to go for my own understanding when I'm trying to go to another level. I need to understand the truth, so that I can make it work for me.
I know it's somebody out there that's ready to start their business. I'm hoping that the things we discussed are going to help you move forward. But the first step is to move. How long you going to sit on it? You know? So the next thing I wanted to talk about is building your spiritual muscle. I picked Proverbs 16:3. It says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. It's telling you right there, trust in God. Pray to God. He's going to direct your steps in what you need to do. But you have to tap into the gift that he's given you, your purpose in life. That's the only way that you're going to feel enjoyment in what you do. I used to hear people say, you'll never work a day in your life if you're doing something that you like. You'll never work a day in your life if you're fulfilling your purpose, because that is your assignment. You know, you're gonna be fulfilled by doing those things, but you go to God in prayer. The next one I came across was James 1:5. It reads, if any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. Like Fee said, we don't know everything. We don't know. We just know we want to do something God done ordered us to do. We don't know which way to go. That's why you have to go in prayer. If you don't know, God gonna give you the wisdom. Once again, he's gonna give you the knowledge. He's gonna give you the steps. And the last one is my favorite. And I'll tell anybody, Fee have pushed me to get on stage with some shorts, and I feel like with some underwear, which I don't do. She done push, girl, you doing this show. I'm like, I just came to work out. What are you saying? But as I walk out on that stage, this is the prayer. I can do all things. This is the prayer that I tell myself as I'm standing there shaking like a newborn baby. Looking good. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Nothing is impossible with God. And I just go on out there and let fall where it needs to fall. Fat fall out, whatever. Hey, at that point, it is what it is.
When you compare that show to just what you said, we just use that show, relating that to business. You just go and you do it.
Yes.
Right? And let the chips fall from where they may. Why? Because I have done the footwork. Mm-hmm. That is the same with a business. You did the footwork. Whatever the outcome was left to God. But you did the footwork. So it wasn't hard to step out there. When you run in a business, if you do the footwork, the rest gonna fall, the chips gonna fall where they may.
And I will say, for me, starting this podcast, the first time I had, God had already given me the vision, but once again, I was his hard-headed daughter. I wanted to do it my way. So after I went through this last journey, and I was like, okay, God, you've given me another chance. I'm about to do it your way. For sure.
What was the difference your way than God's way? What was the difference?
The whole purpose for me, what the Spirit told me was, I need you to bring, like the church say, bring in the sick. Bring them in here. Let them speak. Let them talk. But then I need you to feed back into them the word so they can take that and go about their journey of healing.
Yeah.
Help them grow.
What was it at first, though? What were you doing different when you first started?
I didn't include the word.
Okay, there you go.
I didn't include the word. I was listening to people. I was asking them questions that I thought other people wanted to hear. I was more focused on what I thought somebody else wanted to hear so I can get this popularity. But I'm not about the popularity at this point. I'm about getting the word out. Like I said, I'm coming up here. Words might be miscombobulated. My wig might be twisted. I don't care. My job is to get this word out. Period.
And just like what do we do every Saturday at boot camp? We pray in and we pray out.
Yes.
And I said if I ever owned a gym, I would pray with people. Mm-hmm. Because that at the end of the day is what we're supposed to do. Bring them in, help with the healing, let them know we love them. That's good, Nikki. That's good. It's good stuff.
That's the difference between this round and the last round. Mm-hmm. And then also with this round, I have a place that people can come. Maybe you don't want to come and speak your truths here. We can meet somewhere else where you can still speak your truths. And if I can't help you, there's a network of people that I know that will help you along the way.
Yeah.
So that was important to me as well.
That's good, Nikki. That's very good.
I think that for me, it's important that you, my listening audience, know that everything discussed on this podcast is something that I have experienced or my guests have experienced. And through those experiences, we're going to share how it was, maybe messed up or I got kicked down. But I want you to see how you can get up. That is my purpose, for you to get back up. You may get down, but don't stay down there. Get back up. I have, like I said, I opened up 10,000 businesses. I'm still opening them. But this is, hopefully, Lord, I don't know. This is my last one. I'm not doing anything else. I just want to come here, do what God asked me to do, and then call it a day.
And you're doing just what He's supposed to do. And I'm going to share this really quick. Nikki made a point about we've been down. All of us have been through something. Every one of us. I'm a recovering person, be 31 years. And so who would have thought that God would have entrusted me with His children, mind, body, and spirit in the gym? So it doesn't matter what we have gone through. It just matters where we're trying to go. And when it comes to running a business, if you're like me, baby, your past might be a little checkered, but that's who He uses. He uses those with a past to help bring all together. And so, Nikki, I think this is amazing. This is amazing. You're doing an amazing job because your voice is being heard, and we love it.
Well, thank you. And thank you for coming on today and sharing with us. I look forward to having you back again. I don't know what we may talk about, but this subject I felt was so important because I run into people and they say, oh, I want to start doing this or I want to start doing that. And then when I ask them what work have they done, nothing. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to do a podcast and telling people how they can start a business, and what
they are your people. If you give them my information, if anybody contacts you, I'll be more than happy to do a consult or go over with them.
Yes. She also has a business where she helps people like myself starting a business. She teaches you what to do and what not to do. Lord knows I got a list a mile long at home. I done had that. Let me tell you something about me. God give me the vision, and I'm hard headed. I might not do it right then, but it's stacked up on the desk. I still got that packet that you gave me by getting the bank account and all that. I'm just not doing it 10 years later, but I never gave up on it. It was still sitting there, and I did that for a reason because I know how I am, and every day I can look at that and say, okay, you need to get up. When you gonna do it?
That's right. When you gonna do it? That's right. That's right. So good for you. Don't, never give up. Never give up.
With that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for listening today. I hope that that you got some information that you can use. And if that's the case, if you like what you heard, hit that follow button, follow me, and you will get information like this once a week on Friday. Now, if you're that person that's ready to start a business and maybe you still need a little help pushing forward, go to internalevolutions.com. Book a discovery session. It's free. At that point, I can guide you through the steps that you need to take to start a business. And if I cannot, I do have my lifeline over here,
Right?
Felicia. I can contact her and then turn you over to her, and then she can help you. But it's important you have to start. That's internalevolutions.com. Book a discovery session. Thank you for listening and have a blessed week.